up for 40 odd something hours. The sweat on my back's got my shirt soaked and sour. And oh, it's already gone. Second night's coming and I'm spinning back around. We're all caught up, can't hear or feel the sound. And oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, is life's too short to be worrying about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. Got time but money's not something that's free. Seems the roll of the dice never rolls back to me. And oh, it's already gone. A bird in my hand, 2 cans in the other, start spinning around. Now here comes another, and oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, is life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. And all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, is life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Whoa, it's already gone. Already gone. It's already gone. Go.
What is up, Jags fans? We are here on a Wednesday night. That's what we do. Bonus show. Well, listen, when the Jags are 10-4 in first place, the AFC South, you get some bonus shows. And honestly, in the spirit of honesty, because you guys, it's the holiday season, Christmas around the corner. I'm trying to be honest with you all. I had someone talk to me the other day. And by the other day, I mean today. And they were like, hey, listen, I watched your show. I commented like 3 times. You didn't read my comment 1 time. And I felt bad about that because when I do my film breakdowns, my show last night was a film breakdown, and I can't get to all the comments. So I genuinely did feel bad. This is Jaguars United. Like, what we do is, like, the whole goal is to get Jags fans to give their opinion about the Jags. So tonight, we called it Vibe Check because, like, my goal is I just want to hear from you all. How are y'all feeling right now? Like, obviously good, okay? If you're like, yo, I feel good, okay. But, like, what are you feeling about this next week coming up against the Broncos? Our chances of winning the playoffs, getting into the playoffs. I mean, when you look at our probability, I mean, it's looking pretty good. Like, take a look here. Like, Jaguars, the Broncos are number 1, which is huge for us to have this game. The Broncos and the Rams. So, obviously, I played the Rams. Didn't go well. Playing the Broncos this week, going to be huge. Patriots 11-3, and then Jaguars 10-4. And I don't know if you can see this. It's a little small, but playoff probability. Now let's go blue. Playoff probability. If the Jags lose, they have a 96% chance to make the playoffs. Currently, 97% chance to make the playoffs. And if they win, greater than 99% chance to make the playoffs. So essentially, if we lose against the Broncos, our probability goes down 1%. Like things are looking good in Jacksonville. Jags are looking good. We keep going down the line. The Steelers have the first place in the AFC North at 8-6. The Chargers in the first wild card spot at 10-4. The Bills at the second wild card spot at 10-4, and then the Texans at 9-5. Then on the bubble, you got the Colts and the Ravens. So that's where we stand right now. Like vibe check. Where y'all at? Where are y'all at? The first person in the comment, because my goal tonight is to hit every comment. And it's a more realistic goal tonight than usual. Q Revere says, hell yeah, LFG. Steph is Short says, Duval. Robert Lamison says, the after party. Robert brings up a good point, because I was just on Club Jaguar with UCF Jaguar and Gen Jag. Great show. Had a lot of fun. But my work schedule is weird. So like starting Friday, I have like 2 weeks off, and then like tomorrow and Friday I don't go in until like noon. So I'm feeling pretty good about doing some like extra shows, especially the next 2 weeks. So make sure to follow everything, all that. There's already 100 people in here. It's after party. Duval TV says LF. Duval TV called me on my Kyler. Listen, called me on my Kyler Murray take. Now, I didn't want to like take time on Club Jaguar to explain my Kyler Murray take, but if you recall correctly, my Kyler Murray take was, if Trevor Lawrence continues to play the way that he was in his slump, you could consider trading him for Kyler Murray, because we've seen in the past quarterbacks just need a change of scenery. I still think Kyler Murray could be good with a change of scenery, but now that Trevor Lawrence has elevated his game, obviously, I don't want to trade Trevor Lawrence. And even when we were talking about the hypothetical, I didn't want to trade Trevor Lawrence. I made the caveat almost every single time that I want Trevor Lawrence to play better, and I prefer to have Trevor Lawrence. But I get it. Doesn't fit your narrative, Duval TV. I do appreciate you calling me out, though. Sometimes you need to be called out. Jordan Lugo reposted the stream. I love that. Robert Adler says, let's go. Duval TV with the fire. Didn't know there was an after party tonight. Listen. I've been called a lot of things incorrectly, but being at the after party, I'm always at the after party. Club Jaguar vibe check, says DG. I was in the middle of catching up on Club Jaguar. I'm glad you're here. After a game, Jason, hell yeah, let's go drink some beer. Krusty says, yo, got great seats for the game this weekend. Glad I won't be in the snow. Oh, nice. I hope you're loud and proud. Hope you're representing. I went to the Broncos game. I don't even know what year it was. 2019, when Gardner Minshew threw the touchdown pass to Raquel Armstead in the back of the end zone to win the game. I was at Mile High for that game. Love the stadium. I like Denver. I'm a big Colorado Avalanche fan, so I've been to a lot of games at the not the Pepsi Center anymore, whatever it's called now. So yeah, I mean, I like Denver. My biggest problems with Denver are this, and like, I don't care. A lot of homeless people in Denver. Love homeless people. They're just everywhere, and it smells like weed everywhere you go. Like everywhere you go, it smells like weed. I guess it could be worse. Like downtown Jax can smell like trash sometimes. So like, I'm not saying that like we're better, but just everywhere you go, it smells like weed. And whatever. I had my day back in the day. Those are my two biggest complaints with Denver. I'm loving the amount of content we are getting when we are winning games. Well, of course. I mean, the engagement is a lot higher when we're winning games. And if you don't know this, let me give you a little insider secret. Us content creators, I'll call myself that. The more views we get, the more money YouTube sends us. So we can it makes more sense for us to do videos when people are watching. In the spirit of honesty, I'm glad y'all are watching. I'm not a full-timer, but if you wonder why everyone else is doing a bunch of videos right now, it's because the more views, the better. Ice Dancer says, yo. Michael says, let's go Jags. Sea Breacher. I'm going to try to get to every comment tonight. Jags Unite, probably. Well, I got yours. Okay, Sea Breacher, who I'm not convinced is actually still alive. Haven't heard from him in a long time. I usually wait till the VOD so I can watch on 2x speed. But what up, chat? Can you imagine watching me on 2x speed? I already talk at a words per minute, probably double than anybody. Listen to these guys on the radio, and they're like so slow and methodical talking about the Jags. And they probably because they've gone through like communications classes, whereas I just spew words. Can you imagine listening to me on 2x speed? That sounds like hell. That sounds like hell to me. Slabowski says, what's good, homies? Not much, dude. Feeling pretty good. I got a short shift tomorrow, short shift Friday. Then I am off for 2 weeks. So I'm just going to be like spamming content. United, I got the Jungle Jags fever here for it. Oh, United's got – oh, that's right. That's right. What up, Preston? Busy. This is fun for me. DG said, what up, Jason? Not much. Feeling pretty good. Need to get a haircut. I'm seeing that now that I'm looking at myself. I hate looking at myself. Anyone y'all just, yeah. Welcome to the after party, says Robbie. I'm pumped for Sunday. Measuring Stick Game says Griffin via Twitter. I love that. Jingles, who's a channel member. Thank you. I think the Jags are more ready for the Broncos than the Broncos are for the Jags. That's a good point. It's a good point. And, we just talked about the Broncos and things they do well. And listen, Vegas has us at a 3-point dogs, which if you know gambling, 3 points means you get 3 points to be at home. I already said that on the last show, but it basically means the Vegas needs to be an even game. Yeah, day liver says, I feel good, but I'm nervous. That's how I feel. Yeah, today. That's how I feel. Slabowski says Sunday's a measuring stick game. If we beat them, we can throw down with anyone. What Colts logo is that? That's a good question. What Colts logo is that? The heck is that? That's not the Colts logo. It does have the state of Indiana in there. Yeah, I don't know. Is that a new logo? I don't know. After playing 4 poor defenses in a row, I'm ready to see Trevor perform versus Denver. Great point. And it's you know, the good thing about this channel is like everyone that's in the comments here, they're pretty like rational. They're not delusional. And so like we can have like real conversations. Like the Jags haven't played a good defense in a while. It's not the Jags' fault, and I'm not holding it against them. But it will be good to see what Trevor does against a good defense. Nothing wrong with that. Appreciate you bringing that up a little, big man. If Cohen can build off of what LaFleur was able to do in the first half of the 30-plus point streak, could be extended early. Yeah, that I was really hoping the Packers were going to beat the Broncos. Do you think it's an issue the Broncos claimed our running back off of waivers to try to get the intel? Yeah, but I mean we do it too. I mean we pick up guys all the time, and that's what happens in the NFL. I mean, at the end of the day, I've said this a billion times. It's to me, and like I know nothing more than you all. I mean, I played football, I coached football, but not at a super high level. So I'm not trying to say I know more than you all, but I have spent a lot of time around football, like more than I'm probably in maybe the 98th percentile. I'll reserve the 99th percentile for people that played in the NFL. I'm probably the 98th percentile with the amount of time I've spent around football, watching football, rewatching football, all of that stuff. And as someone in the 98th percentile, it's Jimmys and Joes, not X's and O's. Obviously, coaches make a big difference. We see it with Liam Cohen. We see it with Mike Vrabel. We see it with Ben Johnson. We see it with Sean Payton. We see it time and time again. It is coaching does have a big impact. But at the end of the day, it's Jimmys and Joes. It's the guys that are on the field. So, cool. Get our intel. That doesn't mean you're going to stop Jacoby Myers over the middle of the field. It doesn't mean that you're going to stop Josh Hines-Allen tearing off of the edge and getting a pressure and getting a sack. Because you can know all the X's and O's that you want, but when you're running for your life from Josh Hines-Allen trying to make a play, you can throw the X's and O's out the window. So, especially in the playoffs. Denver's going to be due for a loss, 11 in a row. I think you're right. Colts in the hunt, laughing my butt off. They genuinely pulled a 2023 Jags choking away everything. You think Liam can cook that Broncos defense? I hope so. 10 wins already. More to come and playoffs on the horizon. Vibes are high, says Balefire. I'm excited we're 10-4 and almost guaranteed to make the playoffs, but I'm worried about Sunday, stressing all weekend. I'm trying not to stress. I will be a stress ball Sunday, but I'm going to try to reserve that for Sunday. I don't blame you, John. And I maybe am harboring a little bit of stress that I'm just not acknowledging, perhaps. All I know is everyone is talking about Broncos and Chargers. It feels so freaking good to silence all these yappers. Haha, glad you got it straight, my friend. How far backed up am I? Okay, I can catch up. I can catch up on these. I'm going to go rapid fire. I can catch up. Kyler would be better if he traded sports instead of teams. Football isn't for him. Let's freaking go. Made a live stream. 8-game win streak incoming in to end this season. I like it, Donald. Glad you're here. Glad you made a live stream. Who was at the Evolutions after party back then? I don't know if I know that none of that reference. I don't know. Must push the pedal so the refs or league can't jip us out of the spot because we are not a big draw nationally. Got to score. 10-4 with the possibility at the 1 seed. Vibes are immaculate. That plus 140 is looking nice to throw 100 against Denver. I like that. Jags are prepared for the Broncos. They played Texans tough defense twice already. That's a good point. Cyclops, that's a point that I haven't heard anyone say yet. Everyone talks about how good the Broncos defense is. And no one has once brought up the fact that we have played the number 1 ranked defense twice already. That's an outstanding point. Cyclops, great point. Isaiah Mims, what up, Isaiah? I'm glad you're here. Defensive line is my main concern with the Broncos. A Jags win would send me over the roof. Now, this is going to be huge for Cole Van Lanen. We talked about this on Club Jaguar. This Nick Bonito versus Cole Van Lanen is going to be huge, not only for the Jags, but for Cole Van Lanen's future as a left tackle for the Jags. We'll be a lurker today, caring for a crying, cranky baby right now. Robbie, appreciate you being here. I'll take you being a lurker. Shout out to being a dad. So many people that just don't step up to the role of being a dad or just don't want to be a dad. Like a lot of people that walk out on their kids get a lot of publicity, but then there's people like me who just are just too afraid to be a dad. So both of us, we need to step up. So that's why I always got in my way to say, shout out to you, Robbie. And I know you're a great dad and I appreciate you being here. Jason, I'm a little nervous about our pass rush tomorrow, being Denver is top 5 in pass protection. Josh Hines-Allen is going to need to have a day. Or Trevon Walker. Or Reek Armstead. Stigro, is he back? I don't know if Stigro's back. BJ Green. 2 times speed makes you sound self-assured and assertive. Definitely recommend. Watch Suits on 2 times speed and suddenly the show has some urgency. I like Suits. I did like Suits. I'm not a big TV show guy. And it's not because I'm better than TV shows. I'm not a big movie guy either. I get bored. Sitting there watching stuff. Now, if you're with a significant other and it's quality time sitting on the couch watching a show together, that's when I find myself watching more TV and movies. But me by myself, dude, I get bored as crap watching TV. Really anything fiction. I'm a big nonfiction guy. I love documentaries. I love history shows. But am I one to tell you that, whatever? I like Suits. So I don't know where I was going with that comment at all. John Ozier talks like a sloth. I'm telling you, man, these communications, broadcasting trained people are taught and educated to talk really slow. I'm gonna try to do it for the next 2 minutes. Let's go 2 minutes. I'm gonna talk like a communications trained broadcast for the next 2 minutes. Are you ready? I'm starting my timer. Okay. Make that bread off of the Jags' success while you can, homie. Hope it's here to stay. I really appreciate that, Slab. I really do. And it's not about the bread for me. It's really just about engaging in Jaguars content. So I really do appreciate that. I love hearing from you all. I love the Jaguars community. And really, it's an honor for me to be here. Yade says, are you concerned with how the Jags offense looked against the last Texans game going into Sunday? Really, my big concern is how they let off the gas pedal in the fourth quarter. I really didn't like that. It's indicative of maybe one of their weaknesses, and they can't play that way if they're going to beat the Broncos. They really can't. And really, when you play any playoff team, you have to be able to just have the pedal to the metal and not lose the game at the end. We've seen teams time and time again lose the game at the end, and we can't do that. We just can't do that. Wheeler says, California Jags fans, wife and I bought AFC wildcard tickets, plane tickets, and booked a hotel already. We were just at the Jets game, so ready to come back. Now, being in California, you're very close to the Super Bowl, and the plane ticket is equally as expensive as the Super Bowl tickets. So it is unfortunate that we are a potential Super Bowl team playing on the West Coast, but we'll take it when we can get it. This is SR. I cannot wait for Sunday. Thank God that timer's up. Jesus. Okay. Okay. That was painful. All right. Give me a second. Whoo, man. You guys can have that. I cannot wait for Sunday. Let's go. Me neither. I'm super excited. What's a PFP? No idea. Maybe someday you can get Frangi's job calling Jags games. Listen, I would love that. Again, those guys are all like professionally trained, but I would do it. The problem is I like to enjoy myself during Jags games, and those guys have to be like sober Sallies, which I respect, dude. I couldn't do that. It's too bad the last few weeks from Trevor didn't happen a few weeks earlier. He can make a run for MVP after the season. I think we could see a Jags quarterback MVP. I mean, if the dude rallies and like wins. I mean, if he has a game like he did last week, again, like once or two more times, like I mean, people are noticing. I'm impressed hearing about your coaching career. Your new name, Liam Light. Liam Cohen's got way that dude works way harder than me. I work hard, but that dude works hard. Not too late for MVP. Ingram said it was easy to be the first one in the building when he was here. I got him for a fumble. I like that, Donald. I like that a lot. I like that. Old Evan, old legs. We are better now. I haven't been stressing too much. I genuinely think this team has what it takes to beat the Broncos. Duval, says Isaiah 904. If it was the Rams, I would be stressing. Let's get it, fellas. Raiden Shogun says, hello, Pokey443. Rams getting a point tomorrow. I am on that. Jason, why are you afraid of being a dad? This is one of the coolest things life has offered. Yeah. In spirit of honesty, I'll be honest with you. I'm not afraid to be a dad. Like, I would be the best dad ever. Like, I'm going to coach all the kids. I'd love to be a dad one day. The biggest problem I'm having, maybe look in the past, biggest problem I had was like, I'm so concerned about like, a failed marriage and then having to be like separated parents and then splitting time. And then, that's what freaks me out the most. It's tough out here, but maybe, that I don't know. This isn't a time for me to spew my fear. It's not so much me being a dad. It's like everything that comes with it. I love to golf, and like golf goes down. I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know if we have enough time for me to get into that, but I appreciate you asking, because it means a lot that you care about me. Offense is juiced, but D's feeling it too. Number one run D, 2 turnovers, interceptions, 5th in total D over the last 3 weeks. Having kids is risky. Not having kids is more risky. I like that. Luckily, we don't get bored watching you. Oh, God. Jason's one of my buddies, is a big fan of you, but he's a lurker. Is he gay for that? I think so. First of all, listen, I don't care. I don't judge you if you're gay or whatever else. I'm not your judge. Like I don't care. Like you can do you can do whatever you want, and I will root for you. I see what you're doing here. I would say no worries there. Listen, whatever makes you happy. Like at the end of the day, you have to like be accountable to whoever you're accountable to. If that's your family, if that's your religion, you're not accountable to me. That's all I know. So if you're happy, I'm happy. Coach looks like offense needs to attack the linebackers again. Denver DBs, our D-line are nothing to play with. So I think what's going to happen, Mr. Know-It-All, who I know watches ball and follows ball real closely, for me, it's going to be like when the Broncos blitz inevitably on those third downs, because that first drive of the game where the Jags drove on the Jets and didn't have a third down, I don't see that happening too much against the Broncos. So I think the matchup to watch is on third down when the Broncos blitz. Can the Jags pick up the blitz? Will Trevor Lawrence use his legs to pick up the first down on third down? And can Trevor make the throws with the pressure in his face? Those last two things, can Trevor run and pick up the first down with his legs? And can Trevor make the throws with the pressure? I think he's shown he can. It's that first one where can the Jags pick up the blitz? Because it doesn't matter how good Trevor is with his legs. It doesn't matter how good Trevor is throwing with pressure in his face. If he has no chance, it doesn't matter. So this game to me is going to come down to, can the Jags pick up the blitz? Can LaQuint Allen, which he's shown he's done. Can Travis Etienne? Can, if you go the tight end who's in, if you go extra tackle, which they haven't done so much with Colby Lannon at left tackle, like, can they pick up the blitz? That's what's going to come down to for me. Jason has a bachelor pad in Ponte Vedra with old money. He must avoid child support at all costs. I wish I had old money. The rest of that is true. I do not have old money, though. Do not. C. Beecher takes his comedy role in the stream seriously. If only C. Beecher took his life that seriously. Who knows what he could achieve in life? You sound like Jordan Lugo right now. I love Jordan Lugo. That's a compliment. Thank you. What position did you play at Fletcher, Coach? Well, I won't bore y'all with this. I was like undersized when I was in high school, mainly because I was very young. If any of you guys have those August birthdays and you started early, that was me. So I was a little undersized, a little underaged. So my first year, I made the football team. I wanted to play wide receiver. I did every practice at wide receiver. I was a wide receiver. I made the team because I could kick the football. I was a big soccer player. So the ability for me to be a kicker made me make the team. Then I played linebacker, which is more of like a strong safety role. That's kind of where I found my niche as a defensive player. So that's why I'm a big defensive guy. Dude, you're making me fall asleep. Go back to your normal speed. I'm this backed up. You guys didn't like my broadcast radio voice? Winning combination is strange mid-range. Am I this backed up? I'm not that backed up. Okay. Winning combination is strange mid-range. BTJ deep. Give LaQuint Allen and the new guy Dallas run. ETN receptions. Our defense keeps us close enough to win. Yeah, I think if you combine that with not killing ourselves with penalties, I think you're right. Contemplating YouTube Premium for 3 times speed just because. Was it that bad? That's how people on the radio talk, though, dude. It drives me crazy. And they do commercial. They talk for 3 minutes. They do commercials for 5 minutes. Like I always, and you guys are fans on Wednesday night. Like I always tell people that I started this because I wanted to give all Jags fans a voice, and that people didn't get their voice out, which is all true. Another big factor was I hate listening to local radio where they talk for 3 minutes and they do commercials for 5 minutes. It drove me crazy. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a show where there's no commercials. Listen, I don't care. You can quote me on this. I don't care how big I get. I could go viral. I could become the biggest sports talker of all time. I will never, ever, ever have commercials during my live shows. Ever. Now, like, if someone wants to sponsor the show and I put up in the corner and do a little spot, I'll do that. But you will never see me break for a commercial. Ever. I'll put on the Be Right Back screen and go to the bathroom before I do a commercial. I started this because I hated that. So this feels like a Brenton Strange game. I'm feeling 1 touchdown and 1 touchdown every ETN. How you feeling about Sunday? Talking about Little Big Man. Can't forget we played Seahawks and Rams too. Got some experience against great defenses. Good for a playoff run. Very good point. Padawan says, Jason, I wish I saw you at the game Sunday. I got James Gladstone autograph. Heck yeah, dude. I got really lucky. I got club tickets. So I was in the club and I had fantastic seats. It was one of the best games I've ever been to. I had amazing seats, amazing weather, and the Jags played amazing. Triple amazing. I'll take it. Jaguars 26, Broncos 19. I'll take it. Oh, look who we got here. That was 10 minutes ago. Sorry, UCF. I'm just getting to this. I'm going in sequential order. After party. Forgot about Ingram being a Bronco. Let's go Duval. Anyone else excited to see Jalen McLeod soon? I like Jalen McLeod. He had a lot of production. And he, like at Auburn, he had a lot of sacks. So he obviously knows how to get to the quarterback. All right. I said I was getting to every comment, so I'm going to fly through them because I'm going to get to every comment. How about you, Mr. Know-It-All? Yeah, tell us. Wouldn't be surprised to win by 16. I would be surprised, but I will take it. Broncos fan here. Do you think there are any clear mismatches on either side that could dictate the game? Good luck to you guys on Sunday. Wow, that's a very rational comment. I love that, Shrey. I think I'm very worried about Nick Bonito and Patrick Surtain. Everywhere else across the board, I think we match up pretty well. You can actually look at Bo Nix and Trevor Lawrence's stats on the season, and they are identical from touchdowns, interceptions, quarterback rating. The only thing that Nix has been better at has been completion percentage. But to be fair, Trevor's had a lot of drops. But everywhere else between those two quarterbacks, which I think is the biggest deal in any game, they're like identical. And what another fun fact is Bo Nix is only like 6 months younger than Trevor Lawrence, which is also crazy, considering that Trevor Lawrence has been in the league a lot longer than Bo Nix. But I do worry about Bonito and Surtain. And you guys have some good players. I mean, I was looking at some of the stat lines from your last game against the Packers. And some, again, I know this is a 1-game sample size, but RJ Harvey, I think we both match. I mean, we're very similar teams. We're both well coached. We have good quarterbacks. We're both very good against the run. Our defenses have been playing well. Cortland Sutton is obviously a good wide receiver. He had a really good game against the Packers last week. Dre Greenlaw is a name that a lot of people aren't talking about, who's a very good player. Riley Moss is very, very underrated, in my opinion. So I think it'll be a good game. I think having the home field advantage will help you guys a bit. And this could be honestly a preview of the AFC Championship game. It really could be. So we'll see. Callie Jag says 35-17 Jags. Trevor goes off again. It puts the league on notice. Jordan cooked on his point, saying that if both teams play to the best of their ability, the Jags win. I agree with you, Padawan, but like Broncos fans are saying the same thing. But I agree with you. Worried about the high altitude. I hope the Jags take an early lead and that the offense controls the clock. So when I went to the Broncos-Jags game in 2019, I had like tickets in what are called like the nosebleeds. But what's different, and this is what a lot of Broncos fans don't realize, like West Coast stadiums are built different than East Coast stadiums, which is crazy, especially the Jaguar Stadium. The Jaguar Stadium was originally built to be a college football stadium. So that, if you'll follow me here, the Jags Stadium is built field out. The Broncos Stadium is built field up. So if you're in the nosebleeds in the Broncos Stadium, you're like up here looking down at the stadium. In the Jag Stadium, you're like out here looking down on the stadium. The Jaguar Stadium can hold more people than the Broncos Stadium. That's why they did it that way, because it was originally built to be the Gator Bowl. But one thing, when I was in the Uber to the stadium, the Uber driver was like, "Yo, man, if you haven't been here a lot, you haven't been to a game, like maybe don't drink a lot in the first quarter, because the altitude does get to you more than you think, especially when you mix it with alcohol." Obviously, didn't care about that comment. Walking up the steps, you're walking like up the steps in the stadium. And like when you sit down and you look down, it does take you a second to adjust to everything. So there is something to the altitude, but I think good conditioning outweighs all of that. Just like playing in humidity down in the South is different for people that aren't used to it. So yes, I don't think it's enough to win you or lose you a game, though. I'm not having a good feeling about Mile High. You're right. That's the worst I'm going through right now. It won't be like against the Jets. Does anyone feel like Cohen got absolutely yoked since he took the job? Bro looked goofy in his first presser, but looks amazing now. This is I've seen this comment a few times. I haven't noticed that. Doesn't mean it's not true. I haven't noticed it. I'm looking forward to another slow start than never being able to catch up. Let's go. Clemson. I like our chances. I've seen more Broncos fans being cocky, acting like it's going to be an easy win. I mean, hopefully. Fletcher, what year did you graduate? Did we go to high school together? Austin, I went to Fletcher. I'm a little older. I graduated in 2007 from high school. So, a little older. CS later. I've only been asking C. Reacher to play Counter-Strike for like, I don't know, 6 months now. I really just think C. Reacher just is like, he's a prideful guy. And like, I know C. Reacher pretty well. He's a prideful guy. He comes in here and jokes around and like, likes to bring a spirit of levity, which I appreciate. But when it comes to like gaming, the dude doesn't take losses very well. And then when I out frag him and he's at the bottom of the leaderboard and I'm at the top, he doesn't take that very well. So he actually shies away from competition, unlike the Jaguars. I have a cousin that went to Fletcher. Let's go Senators, baby. Let's go. I gave up on 10XL. When I'm at work, I just have it playing in the background. They have good. I love Rick Ballou. I love XL Primetime. Jaguars Today might be the worst Jaguars show of all time. These dudes spend like hours making fantasy football picks on a show called Jaguars Today. It drives me absolutely crazy. Denver has gotten lucky in their wins. Oh, well, Jordan DeLuga made a good point earlier. They play up to their competition and down to their competition, which doesn't really help us if they play up to us. Peyton said they throw against DBs that can't catch. He said Jags DBs can catch the ball. Broncos are undefeated at home this year. We will earn it. We only lost once at home, so they dodged a lot of bullets. Who needs to step up on defense in order to better solidify our chances of winning on Sunday? Josh Hines Allen. And he's been playing well, but he needs to step up. He needs to get to the quarterback and sack them. Their offense is too Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Do you think Strange will have a running touchdown? I don't. How do you disguise the wheel route to ETN to someone else for a touchdown? Because Denver's looking for it now. Well, I think you run the wheel route, but what you run off of the wheel route is like the wheel post or slant. So you make the defenders like go out to the wheel. Now they're looking for it, and that opens up the middle of the field slant or post. I think that's what you're setting up. And it's up to Trevor to read it. And if you look at the last game, typically when they run that wheel, they also run a slant and they run a guy to the flat. So Trevor just has to read where the defender is not. In this situation, it could be just throwing it to the flat, which means like at the line of scrimmage to the sideline and then letting that guy catch the ball and get upfield and get 8 yards. And that's the right pass in that situation. And we'll take 8 yards all day. It's a great question, Corey. I can see Trevor going for 3 touchdowns, 1 pick with a win over the Broncos. Parker Washington and Britton Strange are superstars. Denver's about to find out. Hufanga was a huge pickup for Denver. I agree with that. That's a very, very good point. Denver has double the sacks we have, double the turnovers on defense. I'm not so worried about Surtain. He's going to have his hands full. I like our backs in pass pro. We've been pretty good picking up the blitzes, and chips aren't going to make it easier at the edges. I agree, but this is going to be a little bit of an elevation in competition. But I think you're right. Kind of feels like that in the Cowboys Stadium. It's high. Denver offense is hot and cold, just like the Katy Perry song. You're hot and you're cold. You're yes and you're no. You might have coached my little brother Will if you coached with Tony and Mark. I probably did. Will. What position did Will play? What position did Will play? Because I probably did. Can't wait for Club Jaguar to take all the Jaguars happy hour views. Shout out to Duval Dave as well. Duval Dave's getting a lot of shout outs tonight. Let's Google Duval. You know what? Let's Google it. Whatever. This show's informal. Let's do it. Duval Dave. Let's give him some David Duval Dave YouTube. Duval Dave. Oh, 3.4. Yeah. 7 days ago, 12 days ago. Is he not? Does he not upload? 2 months? Does he not upload? 7 days? Live maybe? 2 hours ago. This chick's just playing video games in the background. I actually like that. Rick shows the best. During the Chargers game, broadcaster said Cohen lost 45 pounds since March. Supposedly, Baselli told him he didn't want an out-of-shape, overweight coach on the sidelines. Trayvon, that's who needs to step up. Hines Allen needs to step up. He needs 3 sacks versus Denver. The entire defensive line needs to step up. We have to get Bo Nix off of his rhythm. Railman agrees with that. How do the coaches have Antonio Johnson playing so well? He was so bad last year, but looks amazing now. I mean, good coaching. I mean, I'm telling you. I mean, bro, you can literally go back on my Twitch and you can see every game we've ever played. I outfrag you. I just have better aim, dude. I just have better aim. Like I just have better game sense. I don't know. I think we win if the O-line locks in and keeps Trevor clean. I feel like a Trayvon Walker breakout game. Jags will lose because they are getting too much attention, and better reason Denver is just better. I mean, that's fair. I don't think Denver is better when you look at who they've played. I mean, let's look at their schedule here. So if you look at their schedule, I mean, let's take a look. So first game of the year, they beat the Titans by 8. The Titans by 8. Then they lose to the Colts with, obviously they had Daniel Jones. Then they lose to the Chargers by 3. Then they go on their win streak. They beat the Bengals pretty good. We lost to the Bengals. That's fair. They beat the Eagles by 4. The Eagles have kind of fallen off. They beat the Jets by 2. They beat the Giants by 1. They beat the Cowboys by 20. They beat the Texans by 3. They beat the Raiders by 3. They beat the Chiefs by 4. They beat the Commanders by 1. They beat the Raiders by 7. Math is hard. They beat the Packers by 8, and they played. I mean, I don't know, man. Like based on that, again, but not really like insane evidence that they're better. He went live before y'all. I mean, I'll check him out. We can't hear this. That's fair. I love watching a Jaguars streamer watch another Jaguars streamer on mute. Peak content. To hell with Georgia. Jamal Walker's a good player, man. Jamal Walker is a good player. I don't know what you're talking about. So, I don't know. We'll see. Big game regardless. Sorry, just sending a text real quick. They're not as scary as the Rams. The Rams are good, man. The Rams are good. Probably won't read this comment. But yeah, I don't like the Jaguars today. I feel like they hate their fans. The show. The show Jaguars today. I feel like they hate their fans. A caller would say something and they would just go on and rant and make the caller look stupid as possible. I do agree with that. That's the one thing I never liked about them. I'm not going to call out any names, but like they legit, like anytime a caller calls, it's like they're the dumbest person on earth. And this is one thing that like I've always been big about is I'll never tell a Jags fan like how to feel. Jags fan, you guys spend your time and your money and your effort on the Jags, and I'll be damned if I'm gonna sit here and tell you how to feel about the Jaguars. It's like, listen, it's your team. Like, we're the reason why these guys make so much money. It's because we consume content, we watch the games, we go to the games. So you're gonna sit there and like tell a fan he's dumb or like, I'm not. First time viewer here. Oh, what's up, Jay Will? Since you watch lots of film, have you noticed anything mechanics wise that's led to Trevor's improvement besides O-line and wide receiver additions? That's a very good question. So I will say, like, one of the biggest differences between Liam Cohen and Doug Peterson is a lot of the pre-snap motion and shifts. Doug Peterson did it a lot early, and when Trevor had success, you saw a lot of this pre-snap motion. And if you watch my show, I did a live show last night where I broke down the film. I had one of the plays where I talked about how they put ETN, they were in empty formation. They put ETN out on the boundary, and then they motioned him to the inside, to the running back position. And Trevor was able to get a read off of what the defense adjusted to off of that motion. So Trevor kind of knew what the defense was in before he snapped the ball. Doug Peterson did that a bit at the beginning, but then kind of went away from it. I don't know why. So I think the pre-snap motion and shifts are a huge deal. The passing concepts just make more sense. People say Liam Cohen's offense is complicated. It's not that complicated. It gives Trevor like a route concept and he reads the defense. It's really not that complicated. I think Liam Cohen's been the biggest thing for Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, like you mentioned, the improved offensive line, and then having Jacoby Myers. Brenton Strange has been huge for Trevor. He loves that tight end. And another thing, the running game has been good. The last few games, it hasn't been, but for most of the season, they've been able to run the ball. And they've been picking up more than 3 to 4 yards per carry. And that helps your quarterback a ton in play action. It gets you ahead of the sticks. So third down is 3rd and 4 rather than 3rd and 12. So there's a lot of reasons to that. Trevor's always had it. And honestly, he's played more consistent in the last 5 weeks. Like you talk about Trevor. Sorry, that one was stuck way up there. You talk about Trevor improving. 5 weeks ago, this fan base was ready to run Trevor out of town. Like Trevor has been playing well the last 5 weeks, and it is what you've done for me recently. And so he's been playing well recently, and you got to give him credit for that. And you hope he can continue to play at that level. So yeah, I mean, let's see what happens. Because when we played the Rams and the Seahawks, good defenses and good teams, or the Texans when they came back and won, no one was talking about Trevor improving. So let's see. Let's see. The moniker on Trevor, and this is what I've always said about Trevor. People have labeled me a Trevor hater, which I'm not. I call Trevor, his entire career, he's been inconsistent. And he's been streaky. You look at 2022 into 2023, he's been streaky. So I hope this isn't just him being streaky. Let's see, though. Not worth the extension, though. I've talked so much, I don't even remember who you're talking about now. I apologize, Mr. Know-It-All, because I respect you. Jags need to take Crosby away from the Raiders. Any day 1, day 2 draft pick, high-end athlete, Strange, Mason Smith, BTJ, D-Ham, Trevon, Jarian Etienne, all the best athletes. You have to step up late in the season and playoffs in the Stars carry. Talking about who needs to step up. I think I agree with all that. You could probably throw Mason Smith out there. I think he's done. Antoine Jackson, Jaguars are not getting more attention than the other top 2 teams. You a real one for not making any opinions sound stupid. No, I appreciate that. Any idea when Tootin hurt his hand? Surprised to see he needed surgery. No, I don't actually. Media is talking more about the Texans and Broncos, even Pats, than a small market team. Jason is for the fans. I am. I'm a fan. I'm not like media. I don't ask questions to Liam Cohen. I watch the games the same way y'all do. So Mason Smith's biggest contributions have been penalties, giving the opposing offenses free yards. I'd be surprised if they didn't draft another D tackle and boot Mason next offseason. Recommend watching. Oh, yeah. Watch the breakdown videos. That's like what people actually watch. Like, this show is fun, but people, I don't know. We'll see what the views. I have been on, like, today, I decided I'd post a video on TikTok and Instagram. So, as of today, I'm going to try. Like I said, I have some time off. I'm going to try to get the engagement up. Because this is fun. When the Jags are winning, it's fun. Will we ever find out what Doug Peterson was talking about in a press conference last season when he said, I wish I could tell you? Probably that he hated Trent Baalke. Probably. ESPN talks about Texans defense. Fox Sports talks about Texans defense. Yes, he is more steady in the pocket and not so jumpy. That comes with confidence. Remember, he's coming off shoulder surgery. Timmy Devil's here. Jason, I may get my 11 wins that I called before the season on your show. Look at that. Negative Timmy may have called a good season. I don't remember that. I feel like I would remember that, but I believe you because you've always been a straight shooter. And that's one thing I will always give you. I do call you negative a lot, and I try to say realist instead of negative. But additionally, you are a straight shooter. I appreciate you, Timmy. Look at the dude's feet recently. Not mechanical. Too many details and overthinking makes Trevor have some pretty predictable tendencies, especially on third down, like the Buddha INT, the range of pass game and not crowded underneath. What do you think it would take for Trevor to jump back off the Trevor? What do you think it would take for Trevor to jump back off the Trevor train? I mean, if he throws like 3 interceptions and no touchdowns, then we're having another conversation. Sweet. I appreciate it. The thorough answer. I'll definitely check out those breakdowns. Go Jags, baby. Jay Will, I appreciate you. We are definitely replacing Mason Smith or drafting some players for him to compete against. Dickerson, Smoot, Ogba, Smith will all be released or in competition. Yeah. I mean, Matt Dickerson, if Matt Dickerson was in his mid to late 20s, he would be one of my favorite players on the team. Unfortunately, he's in his 30s. Which I'm in my 30s, so not throwing shade at the age, but just for an NFL player. The way Trevor playing the playbook is open. We finna dominate. I don't know. I can see Mason coming alive for the playoffs. I get bad effort vibe from him. You know who else comes live in the playoffs? De'Ami Brown. People will misinterpret like things I say as being like a huge advocate or I was never against Trevor Lawrence. I was just trying to call him out to play better. I'm not a Trevor hater, never have been. I don't know De'Ami Brown, listen, I'm not trying to put this into the universe or create bad juju, but we're like one wide receiver injury away from De'Ami Brown being like on the field a lot. So if De'Ami Brown steps up in the playoffs and has a season like he did with the Commanders, where he stepped up in the playoffs, I'm okay. If De'Ami Brown wins you one playoff game randomly, is he worth $10 million? Probably. Not advocating for De'Ami Brown. It's food for thought. You can't blame Trevor for 21 and 24 the first time he has real organizational structure around him. Remember, his GM until this year was horrible. Listen, no one partied harder when the Jags got the first pick from the Jets for Trevor Lawrence. I have been the biggest advocate of Trevor Lawrence. And I was the last one to jump off the bandwagon. And by jump off the bandwagon, I just said, this guy's got to play better. All I said. And I said the same thing about Walker Little. I said the same thing about Devin Lloyd. I said the same thing about Antonio Johnson. I said the same thing about Travis Etienne. I said the same thing about every single player when they don't play well. Doesn't mean I hate them. In fact, you could go through all my videos. I give Walker Little props for being a good football player. He's just not good enough to be my starting left tackle. I don't dislike anybody. What about my bold prediction of 10-4, says Jack. Hey, you're looking pretty good. It's on video. I believe you, Timmy. From the film standpoint, what has Jacoby Myers brought to the offense, and what is the main difference between him and BTJ? That's a good question. So, Jacoby Myers, and this is like an oversimplification. He runs very smooth routes. And it's not even so much that like he can beat a defender to the spot, which he does. It's that when Trevor has a play and a route concept in his mind, Jacoby Myers is always there. He's always there. Now, obviously, he catches the ball over the middle of the field, which is something we did not have. I mean, Parker Washington has done it really well. But even better than Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers is just really clean out of his breaks. So, like, if he's running a 7-yard slant, on that 6th step, when he plants his foot into the grass or turf and he makes the break, he's going to have a window where he's open, regardless of who's covering him. And Trevor, the confidence that brings to where Trevor can go, regardless of what's going on around me, if I can hit this spot on his 6th step, he can make the catch. That's huge. That's huge because Jacoby Myers isn't a guy that's going to blow the top off of a secondary and beat you deep. He's not a guy that's going to jump over the defensive back and make a catch and tiptoe the sideline. He's just a guy that's going to be where he's supposed to be, and he's going to make the catch. And that's huge for Trevor. And that's probably the missing link to what the Jaguars needed. Again, oversimplification. It's just good, man. He's just good. I mean, for fans to jump back off the Trevor train, might be. But I'm focused on the playoffs right now, baby. No, I know what you meant. But, I mean, realistically, and let's be real, because we're real fans. Like, we're real fans. If Trevor goes out against the Broncos and throws 3 interceptions and 0 touchdowns, a lot of those same people that were like, Trevor's not it, are going to say Trevor's not it. I don't think that's just going to happen. I don't want that to happen. I want Trevor to continue to play the way he's playing. But let's be real. Jason, it's still funny that this new regime cut or traded a majority of Balky's last year free agent signings, as they should have. Timmy has always been a straight shooter. Seen Timmy in Jaguars postgame for about 7 or 8 years. He is. He really is. And I've always given him credit for that. We don't always agree, which I actually like. Listen, I don't want to be around people that always agree with me. You don't grow from that. I need dissension. I need a little bit of a sandpaper to make me better. That is true. Giambi definitely helped Jaden Daniels in the playoffs last season. Good example is Giambi did come alive for the Commanders. Thank you, Mr. All respect. Haven't heard much from Ogba, not going to lie. That's one other player not making the cut next season. I think Doug also hated Trevor too because he blamed him for everything in the press conferences. Jason, what is one thing you would change about the college football bracket structure? It's crazy, man. I used to love college football, and my love for college football has just waned year after year after year to now where I don't care. I really don't care. Like, should James Madison and Tulane be in the college football playoff? I don't care. I don't care. Really, I think the nail in the coffin for me was seeing Texas Tech go from a team who didn't even sniff the top rankings, even when they had Patrick Mahomes, couldn't even sniff it for any serious amount of time. Go from that to like could potentially win because they had a dude that sold his oil company for billions of dollars. If Texas Tech isn't a good example of why there should be a salary cap in college football, I don't know if there is one. But good for them. Don't care. These kids, and I don't blame the kids. If I'm a parent of a college kid, go make as much money as you can. And for years, there were transfer rules where if you transferred, you had to sit out a season when the coaches could drop your program at a dime and go take a higher paying job with no penalty. So it's not an easy argument. I would say that the way that I would change, I wouldn't even change the bracket structure. Just put a salary cap on NIL money. The NFL has a salary cap. Why can't college football? I mean, that seems like an easy solution. I'm the biggest T-Law advocate. He did. All right, I'm backed up. How many Zens do you go through, Jason? Too many. But I stay on the 3 milligrams because I'm not addicted to nicotine. I have nervous tendencies that I've noticed a Zen will help me not do. Like I'll play with my hair. I'll like whatever. Like I have nervous tendencies I don't want to do. And that's why I'm committed to staying on the lowest amount dosage possible. I'm not a nicotine fiend. I never have been, never will be. Dave Caldwell is literally the Gators GM. Agreed. I like the kids getting compensated, but I'm not going to lie. It just feels like an amateur worse version of the NFL. Good point. All right, that's going to wrap it up for me. I know the comments are flying in. I hate ending you, but I'm getting kind of tired of talking. I've been talking for like 2 hours. There's no commercial breaks, so I need a break. So I'm going to take a little break. I might jump on Twitch. Maybe Sea Breacher wants to run a little CS. Maybe. And Twitch is in the video description. So check that out. I don't have to talk as much. But still am willing to talk Jags. I seriously appreciate y'all being here. Thank you. This was an extra show, a bonus show. Seriously, like next week, I might do a show every night. Like seriously, like I got time off. I love doing this. I never have time to do it, and I have time to do it next week. So next week and the week after, Christmas show, New Year's show. Let's do it, boys. Let's run it. I appreciate you guys being here. A lot of people here for the first time, so I really appreciate that. Sorry if this show was a little unorthodox, but that's what we do things around here. Love you guys. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart. If you like the video on the way out, I'd really appreciate that. If you tell a friend who's a Jags fan, I'd really appreciate that. I don't care if you like the show or subscribe. Tell a friend about the show. That's more important to me because spread the word. I appreciate that. Love you guys. Seriously. I'll see you guys very soon. Very, very soon. Until then, as always, go Jags.